students, in the previous video we discussed the process of digestion, and after the digestion the nutrients is released into the lumen of intestine and undigested food is transported to the large intestine and the cecum part of the large intestine through the ileocecal wall. Now, these nutrients which are present in the lumen of the small intestine, these nutrients are now in the form of the simpler substances. They can be absorbed by the blood. अब इन्हें blood आसानी से absorb कर सकता है because they are converted into the simpler form. And the simpler form of these substances, as we know, that carbohydrates is converted into the glucose, galactose and fructose, whereas proteins converted into the amino acids, fats converted into the fatty acids, glycerols or monoglycerides can be there, and nucleic acid, it get converted into the pentose sugar, then nitrogenous base and phosphoric acid. So these are the simplest form. In this form they can be absorbed. These nutrients has to cross the intestinal mucosa. They have to cross the intestinal mucosa to reach into the blood. They have to reach the blood so that they can be utilized by the body. And this transportation of these nutrients into the blood, it can be direct or it can be indirect. क्यों मैंने बोला डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट, ये चीज अभी आपको बाद में समझ आएगी जब हम कंप्लीट प्रोसेस समझ जाएंगे. बिकॉज सब न्यूट्रिएंट्स can be absorbed by the blood directly, whereas some nutrients they get absorbed by some other place and then they reach to the blood. तो वो चीज हमें लास्ट तक क्लियर हो जाएगी. So we are discussing about these transport of nutrients. So these nutrients which are released into the lumen of the small intestine, they have to reach the blood. उन्हें blood तक पहुंचना है so that they can be utilized by the body. Body इन्हें अपने different functioning में use कर सके. So first let's see how this transportation can be done. कैसे न्यूट्रिएंट्स इंटेस्टाइन से ब्लड तक पहुंचेंगे हम वो देखते हैं. देयर आर द थ्री वेज बाय व्हिच दिस ट्रांसपोर्ट कैन बी डन. थ्री वेज. वन, वी कैन से इट कुड बी द पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. It could be the passive transport. Second, it could be the active transport. ये जो transport है nutrients का active भी हो सकता है. And third one is the facilitated transport. Facilitated transport. So these are the three ways of the transport through which the nutrients from the lumen of small intestine they reach to the blood. So passive transport. जब हम passive transport की बात कर रहे हैं, passive means this is the type of transport where no energy expenditure is required. Means in this type of transport ATP is not required. No ATP is utilized. The nutrients only move from its higher concentration to lower concentration. Means transport of nutrients occur only on the basis of concentration gradient. Like water is the example. Water absorption done on the basis of osmotic gradient कि कैसे concentration difference होगा, water का absorption होगा. But here is one problem. This process is based on the simple diffusion where the molecules are moving from higher concentration to lower. As the concentration become equal at both sides, this process gets stopped. Process stop हो जाएगी. So इस केस में हम कह सकते हैं कि न्यूट्रिएंट का जो absorption होगा वो half absorption होगा. Complete nutrients will not be absorbed. Some will remain in the intestinal lumen. But जब nutrients हमने digest किए हैं, release हुए हैं, it should be absorbed by the blood ताकि वो use किए जा सके. So this method is okay, but it's not very it's not completely acceptable because nutrients are not absorbed completely. So monosaccharides like glucose, amino acid and some electrolytes like chloride ions etc. they can be absorbed by the passive transport. तो हम यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल लिखते हैं कि कौन कौन सी चीजें हैं जो अब्सॉर्ब की जा सकती है पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. उसमें एग्जाम्पल है मोनोसैकेराइड में भी ग्लूकोज, इट कैन बी अब्सॉर्ब बाय द पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. सिमिलरली some amino acids and electrolytes that are the chloride ions, they can be absorbed through the passive transport. Now come on to the active transport. Active transport is a transport where energy expenditure is required. ATP is utilized because the substance are transported against the concentration gradient. Concentration gradient के against उनका transport अगर हो रहा है, for this process the ATP will be utilized. यहाँ पे ATP की जरूरत पड़ेगी. And the ATP expenditure करते हुए, ATP को utilize करते हुए against concentration gradient movement होगी nutrients की. So example of this type of transport is done with the help of like किसमें होगा. Again we can say that some monosaccharides, यहाँ पे भी कुछ monosaccharides like glucose हमने यहाँ पे लिखा है. Glucose can also be transported through the active transport. So some monosaccharides as well as some amino acids and the electrolytes. Electrolytes में हम example लिख सकते हैं, electrolytes like sodium ions, they can be absorbed through the active transport. Now come on to the third type of transport, that is the facilitated transport. Facilitated transport is the transport where some carrier molecules are used for the transportation. Here, the sodium ions can be work as a carrier molecule which can transport the nutrients from one side to another side, and from the lumen of intestine to the bloodstream. So, facilitated transport, this type of example is found in the case of the fructose. Fructose is the monosaccharide which can be transported through the facilitated transport, as well as we can include some amino acids. Some amino acids जो होते हैं वो इस तरीके से ट्रांसपोर्ट किए जाते हैं, and the carrier molecule which is involved here for this facilitated transport is sodium ion. Carrier molecule का जो यहाँ पे काम करेगा, जो ट्रांसपोर्ट करवा रहा है carrier molecule, it's a sodium ion. So in the presence of sodium ion, fructose and amino acid, they can be absorbed through the blood. So here we understand the little bit the process of this transportation. Now let's try to understand the complete process with the help of schematic diagram. Let's try to understand the absorption of process through this schematic diagram. यहाँ पे एक रफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग हमें चाहिए ताकि हम कंप्लीट प्रोसेस को समझ सके. हमने जैसे देखा कि इंटेस्टाइन है, इंटेस्टाइन के that villi are the present in the epithelial region of the small intestine. And these villi have the blood capillaries and they have lymph vessels. And these villi has the microvilli, that is the brush bordered epithelium that makes the microvilli over there on the surface of the villi. So here we have drawn the diagram. Suppose this is the lumen of the intestine. This complete part is the lumen of the intestine जहाँ पे digestion हुआ है और digestion के बाद जहाँ पे nutrient release हुए हैं. तो ये वो पूरा स्पेस हमने एज्यूम किया है जहाँ पे डाइजेशन होने के बाद न्यूट्रिएंट्स रिलीज हो गए हैं. एंड दिस इज द एपिथेलियल ऑफ द विलाई. दिस इज द एपिथेलियल ऑफ द विलाई. ये विलाई की एपिथेलिया है एंड दीज आर द ब्रश बोर्डर्ड एपिथेलिया. सो दीज आर द ब्रश बोर्डर्ड एपिथेलिया. यहाँ हम बोल सकते हैं, इसे हम लिखे दीज आर द माइक्रोविलाइज. दीज आर द माइक्रोविलाइज and these microvilli are the brush bordered epithelial cell. So ये हमने microvilli बना दी है, हमें पूरी इस तरीके से दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. We know that each cell, यहाँ पे जितनी भी cells होती हैं, these cells have the microvilli. So we have formed the microvilli directly here. These are the brush bordered epithelials on the surface of the villi. So ये हमने एक diagram बनाया है. Now let's see how the absorption happen. जब absorption हो रहा है like glucose, galactose. These are the monosaccharides which are released after the digestion process. These glucose and galactose, they get absorbed inside the epithelia cell of the villi through the active transport. तो यहाँ पे जो transport हो रहा है for the absorption in galactose, they get absorbed by the active transport. So they get absorbed through the active transport. Through active transport, they get absorbed in the epithelial cell of these villi. Epithelial cells में चले गए हैं and through this they can be reached to the blood vessels. यहाँ पे blood vessels present होती हैं, वो हमें पता है, and the submucosa. There the blood vessels are present. Suppose this is the blood capillary. So through the epithelium, crossing the epithelial layer, they will reach into the blood capillaries. So we can write that glucose and galactose, they will go inside the blood through active transport. This is about glucose and galactose. Now, if we talk about the amino acids which are released after the digestion of protein, they also transported through the active transport. It also gets transported through the active transport. Some amino acids can be transported through the passive transport, but most of the transported through the active transport. Through active transport, they will reach here in the epithelial cells and finally they will go into the blood. They will go into the blood. तो ये हमने एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट से देखा कि अमाइनो एसिड्स भी एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट से ट्रांसपोर्ट होके जा रहे हैं. नाउ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द फ्रक्टोज, दैट अनदर मोनोसैकेराइड फ्रक्टोज, इट ट्रांसपोर्टेड थ्रू द फैसिलिटेटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट. यहाँ पे जो ट्रांसपोर्ट होगा फैसिलिटेटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट. So this facilitated transport यहाँ पे होगा and some amino acids we can also add here. They get transported inside the epithelial cell through the facilitated transport. So यहाँ पे होने के बाद it will also reach here and then finally it will goes into the blood. So this is the absorption of fructose. Now carbohydrates का हो गया है, protein का हो गया है. Now come on to the fat digestion. अभी हम fat digestion की बात करें. The simplest form of the fat is the fatty acids, the glycerols and the monoglycerides. Monoglycerides fat is also present there. Monoglycerides. So monoglyceride fat भी यहाँ पे present होंगे. So these are the simpler form of the fat which released after the fat digestion. One more substance which get digested is the nucleic acid. Nucleic acid के digestion से जो जो यहाँ पे चीजें मिल रही हैं after the nucleic acid digestion, what is released? ये हम लिख देते हैं, ये हुआ है फैट के डाइजेशन से रिलीज, ये हुआ है प्रोटीन के डाइजेशन से रिलीज, एंड इट इज थ्रू द कार्बोहाइड्रेट. So these are the substances which release. Now nucleic acid के डाइजेशन से रिलीज हो रहा है यहाँ पे शुगर, then नाइट्रोजन बेस and the phosphoric acid. They get released and they also transported through the active transport. ये भी active transport से transport होके पहुंच जाएंगे. So ये थी जनरल सी बात. Now important thing is here to understand the absorption of fat. फैट का अब्जॉर्प्शन कैसे हो रहा है? दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन हियर एंड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ दिस अब्जॉर्प्शन प्रोसेस. सो ये सब तो हमने देखा कि एक्टिव और पैसिव और फैसिलिटेटेड किसी भी तरीके का ट्रांसपोर्ट हो सकता है. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि हर एक न्यूट्रिएंट सिर्फ एक ही मेथड से ट्रांसपोर्ट हो. वन न्यूट्रिएंट कैन बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड थ्रू द डिफरेंट मेथड्स. लाइक हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं अमाइनो एसिड्स का ट्रांसपोर्ट एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट से भी होगा. अमाइनो एसिड कैन बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड थ्रू द फैसिलिटेटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट. तो यहाँ पे हम अमाइनो एसिड्स यहाँ भी ऐड कर सकते हैं. दे कैन बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड थ्रू फैसिलिटेटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट आल्सो. Similarly, हमने देखा था glucose can be transported through the passive transport and it could be transported through the active transport also. So this depends on the type of the, it depends on the concentration gradient and how much is to be absorbed. So this is about these things. Now, fat digestion, which is the most important part of this topic. Now, let's try to understand how these fat get transported. Fat, as it's an water insoluble substance. Fatty acids which are released after the digestion as well as the monoglyceride fats. These are insoluble to water. They cannot be absorbed through the active or passive transport. ये directly absorbed नहीं किए जा सकते. तो first thing which is done here, these monoglyceride fats or these fatty acids. ग्लिसरॉल का हो जाता है. ग्लिसरॉल के बारे में नहीं हम कर रहे बात. We are discussing fatty acids and monoglyceride fats. These fatty acid and monoglyceride fat, suppose this is the fatty acid molecule. These monoglyceride and fatty acid molecules, first they are covered by the bile salt. Bile salt comes and they get attached with it. This is the head part of the bile salt and this one is the tail part of the. They form this kind of arrangement. Now let's see. We will try to understand this in better way. Head and tail. These are the head and tail part of the bile salt. They arrange in such a way that head part remains outside and tail part remains towards the inside. Head part of the bile salt is the hydrophilic, whereas the tail is hydrophobic. तो हमने क्या कहा, फैटी एसिड जो ऑलरेडी वाटर इनसॉल्युबल थे, हाइड्रोफोबिक थे, जब वो बाइल सॉल्ट से कवर हो गए हैं, बाइल सॉल्ट ने उनकी चारों तरफ एक कवरिंग बना ली है और वो जो कवरिंग बनी है, द कवरिंग इज मेड अप ऑफ इन सच अ वे, कवरिंग जो बनी, सपोज दिस इज द फैटी एसिड एंड दे गेट कवर्ड बाय दी बॉइल्ड सॉल्ट. अगर हम जर्नली इसको देखें इस तरीके के, हम पूरे अब नहीं बना रहे हेड एंड टेल, वी आर जस्ट मेकिंग द आउटर पार्ट. सो दिस इज द हेड पार्ट व्हिच इज प्रेजेंट आउटसाइड एंड दिस हेड इज द हाइड्रोफिलिक. So it get attached with the water. अब भी water soluble हो गया है. So now what happened in this form? इस form के अंदर these fatty acids or monoglyceride fats, they can be taken by these cells. So these cells, they can take these fatty acids through the process of endocytosis. They will intake these fatty acids in the form of endocytosis. So यहाँ पे general transportation ना होके, they are taking this in the form of endocytosis. So this fatty acid and glycerol, they goes here and through endocytosis it will go inside the cell. It will go here inside the cell, inside the epithelial cell. Finally they will reach. क्योंकि साइज में बड़ा है, साइज में बड़े होने की वजह से इतनी छोटी स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, फैटी एसिड है, ये मोनोग्लिसराइड फैट्स है, and protein is also covered towards it. So it make a larger structure, and this larger structure can be only taken by the cell through the endocytosis. So through endocytosis it goes inside the cell. Inside these cells, what happens here? In this cell, the Golgi apparatus is passed on to the Golgi apparatus. इसे Golgi apparatus को send कर दिया जाता है, and Golgi apparatus make a protein covering towards it. Now bile salt जो थे वो bile salt हटा दिए जाएंगे and a protein covering is made around it. अब इसके चारों तरफ एक प्रोटीन की कवरिंग बना दी जाती है. A protein covering made around it. So it get covered by a protein covering through the Golgi apparatus. Now this structure is known as chylomicron. Earlier this structure, इसका नेम हम लिखना भूल गए थे, sorry. This structure known as micelles. These are the micelles. These micelles go inside the cells through the endocytosis, and after that they pass to the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus make a layer of the protein around it, and this protein layer covered fatty acid or monoglyceride fats, now known as chylomicrons. अब इन्हें हम क्या बोलते हैं? They are chylomicron. So these chylomicrons are formed here. These chylomicrons, being a large size structure, again they release out through the cell through exocytosis. Now they will move here, ये यहाँ move करेंगे, and through here through these cells they are released out. ये cell से बाहर release कर दिए जाएंगे through exocytosis. Through exocytosis finally they will reach here. They get concentrated here, accumulated here. यहाँ पे आके ये इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे. इस तरीके से हम देख सकते हैं. These are the chylomicrons which are released through these epithelial cells, and they comes here in the towards the outer side. So this is the structure. So ये structure हम देख रहे हैं chylomicrons. Now these chylomicrons will absorbed by or they are taken inside through the lymphatic vessels. जैसे कि blood capillaries है, इनके साथ साथ हमें पता है कि lymph vessels भी present होती हैं villi के अंदर internal structure में. Suppose let's draw a lymphatic vessel here. This is a lymphatic vessel. Now this lymphatic vessel, they take these chylomicrons. They take these chylomicrons. Finally, these chylomicrons, they will go inside the lymphatic vessels, and these lymphatic vessels are known as lacteals. Lacteals are the lymphatic vessels of the villi. So finally what happens, these chylomicrons, they are taken by the lymphatic vessels, they goes into the lymph, and from here they are transported back to the bloodstream. यहाँ से इन्हें फिर से bloodstream को transport कर दिया जाएगा. यहाँ तक जाने के बाद they finally also get released into the bloodstream. So what happening here, जैसा कि हमने शुरू में ही बात की थी, some nutrients can be absorbed directly through the blood. जैसे कि हमने बाकी सब में देखा, glucose, lactose, fructose, amino acids, nucleic acid, etc. They are absorbed by the blood directly. But fat, being an insoluble substances, they cannot be absorbed by the blood directly. First they are taken by the lymphatic vessels or through the lymph, and then they goes to the blood. Let's recall this complete process. कैसे हो रहा है fat का digestion, because it's a very important part of this process. Fat being an insoluble, first it gets covered by the bile salts. Bile salts make a layer in which their head parts remains towards the outer sides, tail part remains toward the inner sides. They make a structure which is known as micelles. These micelles are taken by the epithelial cells through the endocytosis. It comes inside the cells. Here, these micelles, they get covered by the protein covering by the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus make a protein cover around these fatty acid or monoglyceride fats. Then it is known as chylomicrons. These chylomicrons are released out through the epithelial cell by the process of exocytosis. Exocytosis release हो रहे हैं, and through the release they will come back. They get accumulated here, and through here they can be taken by the lymphatic vessels, that is known as lacteals. So finally they goes into the lacteals, because blood capillaries again they can't take these large size molecules. They have to taken by the lacteals. Lacteals to word is also related with the lactose sugar, because these chylomicrons they have milky appearance. इस fatty acids और इनकी protein covering की वजह से जो appearance होती है वो milk जैसी appearance होती है, and milk has a lactose sugar, so वहीं से नाम आया है lacteals. Lacteals represent the lactose sugar here. So finally they goes into the lacteals, and through the lacteals, through the lymph, then these chylomicrons or these fatty acid and monoglycerides are transported to blood. So this is about the transportation of the nutrients from the intestinal lumen to the blood capillaries. So in this way, when these nutrients reaches to the blood, they are utilized by the body, and this process known as assimilation. Assimilation में क्या होता है? The carbohydrates, protein, fat and nucleic acid, they are utilized by the body. Carbohydrate and fat are utilized for the energy production. Same, the amino acids, they are utilized to make the protein for the cells, and these sugar, nitrogenous base and phosphoric acids are utilized to make the DNA. In the process of DNA replication, etc., they can be utilized. So in this way, the assimilation of nutrients is done. So here we completed our this topic.